Hello, my name's Trace and I'm going to show you a little bit about doing some sketching of plants, nature things today. That's me when I was little and that's me now. And I love being outside and drawing, and I also like to make kids' books. I've just made this book, Landing with Wings. And the main character in the story, Miri, she loves doing what I love doing, and that's doing lots of nature drawing. So here she is in the story, and you can see she's drawing. She's drawing some birds, and then she's found her friend the frog, and she's drawing him. And here's some of the other drawings she's been doing too. So I'll show you some of the drawings I've done in my nature books. I've got lots of different ones. Sometimes I just like using a little book and doing some with paint. And I've got a waterproof pen. And this one I've used watercolour pencils in this book. And I went to my friend's farm and had a look around. And you can see I like to mix up lots of words as well. To see what's growing in the garden and what's going on in the forest. And lots of times when I do my drawings I like to make them nice and big, because if I make them big I can see lots of details. And some of my drawings are like memories instead, so that's a memory of where I'd been that day, going on a canoe paddle across a big lake and walking all the way there. There's jumping fish, and there was birds drying themselves on the rocks and flying and up the trees. And because I've got that picture, it really helps me to remember that time. So you might like to do a picture of a place that you remember, something really nice that you like being at, or somewhere in your imagination. Or else you might like to do what I'm going to show you now, and that's to have a go of drawing something yourself. So I've got some nice paper, and what I've got here is my marker, and I've chosen this lovely little flower to draw. And the reason I like choosing this one is because I can see it in 3 different stages here. Can you see that? So the first stage of it, you can see that the flower hasn't opened yet. It's like a little present about to open. And here, the flower's open. Isn't it beautiful? And then here, the flower's already finished opening and it's all dropped off and getting old. You see that's a bit old. So I thought that would be a nice one to draw the different stages of. So I'll put them up there so we can still see them. And then I've got my egg carton here that I keep my drawing things in, and I'm choosing some Zoom crayons today. I love them. You don't have to do any sharpening of pencils, and they're nice and clean. But first I'm going to draw the outline with this. So I'll start with this one. I'm going to make them nice and big so I can colour them in. And it's sort of a long shape, isn't it? And it's in a little cup. And then the stem comes down here, and I might even put a leaf on. And I can see there's a little line on the leaf. So I'm not going to worry about drawing the whole thing, but I might put another leaf coming out here. And then the next one is the one where it's flowering. So this time it's got its cup, and then this time they're sort of pointing outwards a little bit, the petals. And I'll just put a few in there, and then up the top, nice little bits with the pollen on them. There's lots of them. And then there's one really long bit up the top. another leaf here. And then I've got the next one, which is another little cup. And this time, what's inside the little cup is a bit old and a bit shriveled up. And I can see the cup goes around, so I'm going to put that in too. And there's a little leaf on that one, so I'll put that in. There's also some bigger leaves. And then I might write on it, getting old. And if you're not writing yet, you might get someone to help you. And this is the flower open. I really like mixing up my words and my pictures, and this one's not open yet. It's got some little lines on there. I might put a couple of those lines on. Not open yet, but yet means it's going to happen. And I could even put a little arrow there. And if I was outside, I'm doing this inside for the film, then you might be able to see some insects coming along. You could put them on it. And also you might like to write down the sounds you're hearing of birds, anything like that, whatever you like for your picture. And now I'm going to have a look at the colour. It's a lovely like pale green, and what I like about these zoom crayons is you can mix your colours, so it's sort of a in between a light green and a dark green to me. It's a bit darker down the bottom, and I might just have a bit of dark on one side, and I could even mix a little bit of blue in there. Or I could even add a little bit of yellow. You see how I'm adding all my different colours? And in the stem, it's a little bit brown, but it's also a little bit orangey. You can press really hard on them as well. And the leaves are much darker, aren't they? So if I want them even darker than the dark green, I wonder if you can think what I might add. Colour I could add to the leaves. I'm thinking I could add one of my darker colours to the leaves. So I'm going to add a bit of, maybe a bit of blue. Let's see how that looks. It's fun trying to match the colours that you can see. There's so many different colours. It still might even need to be a bit darker. But it's looking a little bit similar. I think I might have a little bit of brown going in there. And certainly some brown on here. And maybe even a little bit of orange. So you see they're sort of a mixed up colours all together to make the colour that you want if you're really trying to match it. And then here I've got this nice one with open flower. So that's looking like it's got quite a bit of yellow in that green up the top. So I might draw this a bit softer. Some yellow in there, and if I think it's too yellow I might put some more green in. A little bit. You see how I hold the pencils in my hand? I'm not really sharing them with anyone because I like to hold them ready to add colour. It's probably a bit brownish. And then the old one is probably a bit like that. And it's gotten pretty brown along the edge there. Maybe not so dark, so I'll add a bit of yellow. So I'm hoping that you guys might want to have a go too. Have a look around, and if you can find something that's got all the different stages like this one, then that's going to make your drawing more interesting. So have fun. See ya.